O-levels crash course lesson number 20. We are going to discuss about time. In this lesson, I will be discussing about 12 hours clock, 24 hours clock. I will be discussing some types of questions related to time. We are going to discuss timetables related question. We are going to discuss time zones related question, the difference in the time zones of different countries, and we are going to calculate time of travel, the departure time and the arrival time. We are going to compute that too. So the question, okay, first of all we are going to discuss about the 12-hour clock and 24-hour clock. So we have this clock and this represents morning time, that has AM basically in 12-hour clock. In 12-hour clock you have AM and PM with the time. For example, in this clock, this is the morning time, this is 12 AM, and with AM mean we have 12-hour clock system here, while in 24-hour clock 12 AM is 0000. This is 1 AM, and when AM is with the time, it means we are in 12-hour clock, while in 24-hour clock you don't use AM, so it will be 0100. 1 AM will be 0100. For 2 AM, now this is morning time, with 12-hour clock you will use AM, with 24-hour clock you will not use AM, it will be 0200. Similarly, 3 AM morning time is in 12 hours, 3 AM will be the answer, while in 24 hours it will be 0300. We don't use AM in 24-hour clock. Similarly, 4 AM in 12 hours and 400 in 24 hours. In the same way, this is 11 AM in 12 hours, while 1100 in 24-hour clock. So this is the clock that is showing AM comparisons, a morning time comparisons between 12-hour clock. Now this is 12 hour, while this is 24 hours morning time. However, when you are going to discuss about afternoon timings in 12 hours and in 24 hours, now this one is 12 hours, while this one is 24-hour clock. And we are going to talk about afternoon timings. So when you have 12 PM, now that is represented by 1200 in 24-hour clock. 1 PM in 12 hour is 1300 in 24 hour. 2 PM in 12 hour is 1400 in 24 hour. 3 PM in 12 hour is 1500 in 24 hour. 4 PM in 12 hour is 1600 in 24 hours. So we have PM in 12 hour and 13, 14, 15, 16 is in 24 hours, and that is of afternoon. So these timings are related to afternoon. So this is the system for 12 hour and 24 hour clock. We are going to do some conversions from 12 hour to 24 hours. Now this time, okay, this time is in 24 hours. How you have recognized that this is in 24 hours? I am not using AM or PM over here. When you don't have AM or PM, then this time will be in 24 hours. Now 11:45 is 11:45 AM. Why? Now see this clock, morning time, this is 11 AM, and for 11 AM you have 11 in 24-hour clock. In 24-hour clock, the morning time is up to 12, just before 12. Morning time is just before 12. After 12, in 24-hour clock, it's afternoon time, and you are going to increase your number from 12 to 13 for 1 PM, 14, 15. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These are numbers for 24-hour clock, and it is for afternoon time. That is PM timings. And if your number is less than 12, it is less than 12, then it is obvious that it is AM time. In 12 hours, in 12 hours we use AM. In 24 hours we don't use AM. In 24 hours, if the time is less than 12, then it will be 11:45, less than 12, and you will represent it as AM. Now see this one, 2019. Now this is more than 12. So 20, it is in PM now. 20, where is 20? This one, got it. I have 2019. So 20 is right here. This is afternoon clock. So 20 is basically 8 PM. 20 is in 24-hour clock. 8 PM is in 12-hour clock. So 2019 is 8:19 PM. When you are more than 12, mean 13, 14, 15, 16, then you are in PM side, afternoon side, and this 2019 is 8:19 PM. Similarly 14, 40, we don't have any AM or PM here. Now the indication is that it is 24-hour clock measurement, and because it is more than 12, then in 24-hour clock, when you exceeds 12, then it is 13, 14. So it is now 2:40 PM. 14 is 2, 40 is 40. So 14:40 is 2:40 PM. 2:32, we don't have AM, we don't have PM over here. When you don't have AM or PM with your time, that is an indication that it is 24-hour clock. Now in we are certain that we are in 24-hour clock because I don't have AM or PM over here. Now in 24-hour clock, if we are before 12, then we are in morning time, so it is 2:32 AM. And if you are after 12, like if the time is 13 something, 14 something, that is more than 12, then it is certain that I am in afternoon time. So before 12 in 24-hour clock is morning time, and after 12 is afternoon time. Now convert this in 24 hours clock. Okay, we are going to convert 12-hour clock in 24-hour clock. Now the AM and PM shows that these times are in 12-hour clock, and we have to convert them in 24 hours clock. Now this is AM, mean morning time, 3:20. It will be written in 24-hour clock as it is, but without AM. There is no change in the digits. What we have to eliminate AM. So for morning times, you simply need to eliminate AM here. 12:49 AM. Yes, we are going to do some calculation over here. Now AM is the morning time, but we are not going to use AM in 24-hour clock. Now 12 AM in 24-hour clock is 00, and 49 will be 49. So 12:49 AM is 00:49 in 24-hour clock. Now what about PM? 11:02 PM mean we are now in the afternoon time. Now here we are going to do some conversions. First of all, we are not going to write PM in 24-hour clock. Then you are going to write 11 as 23 in 24-hour clock, and 02 will be 02. And the last one is 2:40 PM. Now PM indicates that we are in 12-hour clock. In 24-hour clock, we don't use PM. 2 PM will be 14 in 24-hour clock, and 40 minutes will be as it is. So these are conversion from 12-hour to 24-hour clock. We are going to do some applications of time. Ali left for school at 7:45 AM. He arrived 40 minutes later. He reached school 40 minutes later. Mean if he left at 7:45 AM, you need to add 40 minutes in 7:45 to find the time when he will be in school. So 7:45 plus 40 minutes will be 7 hours. Okay, now this is hours. So 7 hours. Now 45 is minutes, 40 is also minutes. So 45 and 40 is 85 minutes. Out of 85, 60 minutes will be 1 hour and the rest of the minutes will be 25. We have split 85 minutes in two parts, 60 minutes and 25 minutes. 60 minutes will be converted into hours. So 7 hour plus 1 hour will be 8 hour and 25 minutes will be as it is. So he will reach school at 8:25 am. The next question is related to timetable. Now this is the timetable of a bus. Now the bus leaves from bus station, and one of the bus leaves at 9:56. It passes through City Hall and reaches examination hall at 10:43. Another bus leaves bus station at 10:26, passes through City Hall at 10:33 and reached examination hall at 11:13. Another bus departs at 10:56 and arrives at 11:43 at examination hall. Now Chris has examination at 12:05 p.m. He will take a bus to examination hall from City Hall. Now Chris has to move from City Hall to examination hall and his exams is to start at 12:05. So he has to reach before 12:05 p.m. in examination hall. We have to select from these timings. Now these are the arrival timings at examination hall. Now the arrival time should be before 12:05. So we are not going to include this one. It is 12:13. We have to reach before 12:05. We may include this one. Yes, it is 11:43. We may include this one 11:13 and 10:43. But he has to reach at the latest time, which means that if he will pick the bus from City Hall at 11:03, he will reach examination hall at 11:43. So he will reach well before time. The examination will start at 12:05 p.m. but he will reach at 11:43. So that is the right one. We are not going to choose this one because they have asked us for the latest time. So this one is okay. He will depart at 11:03 and he will reach at 11:43. So in this case he will take a bus from City Hall at 11. It should be City Hall, definitely City Hall. Okay, he will take a bus from City Hall at 11:03 and he will reach examination hall at 11:43. So how much time is during the travel? What time he will be in the journey? 11:03 to 11:43. We are 40 minutes. There are 40 minutes during which he will be in the bus. So 40 minutes will be his duration of travel. We have a question from time zones. So the local time in Singapore is 7 hours ahead of local time in London. So Singapore and London. Now Singapore is ahead of London, which means if you have suppose 7 p.m. in London, then Singapore is ahead. Then add 7 p.m. in London, Singapore is ahead 7 hours. 7 hours ahead mean add 7 hours in 7 p.m. So you will be at 2 a.m. in Singapore. Now this means ahead. London has 7 p.m. then time in Singapore will be 2 a.m. Singapore is 7 hours ahead of London. Now this is the meaning of ahead. So question is, a flight to London leaves Singapore at 3 local time, the 3 a.m. We are at 3 a.m. according to Singapore. Flight left from Singapore. It has to go to London. Now when there is 3 a.m. in Singapore, London time will be 8 p.m. Why? The time in Singapore is 7 hours ahead. Time in Singapore is 7 hours ahead of the time in London. The London time will be 7 hours behind. If it is 3 a.m. in Singapore, then go back 7 hours. It will be 8 p.m. in London. If there is 3 a.m. in Singapore, then you have to go to the previous day. By subtracting 7 hours from 3 a.m., you will be at 8 p.m. in London, 1 day back. Now duration of flight that basically took off from Singapore is 12 hours 45 minutes. When flight take off from Singapore, the time in London was 8 p.m. This is time when flight take off from Singapore. The time in London was 8 p.m. Flight took 12 hours 45 minutes. Then at what time the flight will reach London? That is quite simple. At 8 p.m. in London, flight took off from Singapore. It took 12 hours. Now that 12 hours 45 minutes, that is simple. At 12 hours 45 minutes in 8 p.m., which was the time when flight took off from Singapore. Now at 12 hours 45 minutes, so adding 12 hours in 8 p.m. will be 8 a.m. and 45 minutes, add them in 8 a.m. it will be 8:45 a.m. So this is question related to time zones. We have discussed question related to time zone, we have discussed question related to timetable. We have done conversion from 24 hour to 12 hour, from 12 hour to 24 hour. We have also discussed some time calculation. We have discussed clocks of 24 hour and 12 hour. So we are going to do some more questions here. Thank you so much.